Bitcoin is continuing its downtrend today. There have been 0 ships reported to have passed through the Strait of Hormuz today as well. We had a crazy weekend. On Friday, we have gone up tremendously on the good news that finally we had a peace deal. But no, yesterday on Saturday, we had the announcement that the peace deal fell through. Iran is continuing to block the Strait. And as a result, of course, Bitcoin is going down straight into the charts. We can see that every single weekend so far, at least the last 3 weekends, we've seen basically Bitcoin going down over the weekend. And come tomorrow, come Monday, we are gonna see the traditional markets open again, the S&P 500 taking most likely a dump, oil going higher, of course. And let's go into the news. Well, today, Trump has said that if Iran does not accept the offer in the second round of negotiations, he will shut down every single power plant and every single bridge in Iran, which he has, of course, already said last time. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Quickly going into what he has said, he has essentially said that there will be tomorrow evening and for negotiations. So basically, he's saying that Iran is helping them by closing the strait. I don't want to read all of this. Let me summarize it. He's saying that Iran is helping them. They're just harming themselves by closing the strait, by blocking the oil supply, and ships will now essentially go to the US, to North America, to load up on oil there. So he does not care if the strait is closed. They're helping them blockade it, and they're just harming themselves. So it is basically in Iran's best interest to cooperate with the US and open the strait. And there has been reports that 0 oil tankers have passed through the Strait of Hormuz today. And it appears that we are now completely closed. So we have the US blockade and, of course, the Iranian blockade. However, who's still buying Bitcoin? Well, Michael Saylor is still buying Bitcoin. Look at this. He has been buying immense amounts of Bitcoin in the last week alone. I mean, he's buying his dollar cost averaging, and he's doing the right thing, in my opinion. Even when the price is high, he's buying. When the price is low, he's buying. Of course, he should have probably started a bit earlier and bought more last bear market. But I think now really the strategy of the company is to dollar cost average into Bitcoin, because eventually he's thinking 10 years in the future, Bitcoin will be at much, much higher levels. Speaking about Bitcoin, let's go back and see. So obviously we've been rejected here. And where were we rejected? We were rejected at the top range of our bear flag pattern. And one thing, I think what's happening now is obviously we're going to go down here. And one thing that's very important to note, and I think you should have a look at this, is if I actually zoom out a bit, we can see that there's a clear trend. Let me show this to you guys here. This is fine on the daily. Actually, on the 4-hourly, it's fine. So if I show you this trend, one sec, you can see that every single time Bitcoin has grabbed the top side of the liquidity, so basically we have a higher, the high here, and let me draw that for the current price. The previous high was approximately there. Let me also make it right. So we had the previous high. Bitcoin always grabs that top side liquidity just above the previous high and then goes down. Same thing happened last time. We go just above the previous high in that range and then go down. And look at right now. We have the same thing happening right now. Let me remove these dots here. Bitcoin is basically going above the previous high, just slightly. The previous high is just here. And then if history repeats, we're gonna go further down. Now, this is, I think, very interesting what's happening. Now, back into the S&P 500, also, it looks like, at least looking back at history, we might have a blow off top, or might have a top right now, which we are going to get rejected from and go down. Because if we look here at the S&P 500 against the M2 money supply, which is basically showing liquidity, is showing the total amount of money in the system. So we're talking about dollars here. And what is this showing? Well, if it's rising, it means that the market, the S&P 500, is growing faster than the money supply. Okay, it's outgrowing the money supply. So more money is getting invested into the market than new money is being created. And right now we are at potential top zones. The last time we were at such high levels was here around 2000, the year 2000, when we know we had a recession from the dot-com bubble. And right now we are at similar levels. So this is a warning sign that the S&P 500, mostly driven by technology stocks right now, might be over the top and might be due for a recession. And finally, this is a bit of a complicated topic. Bear with me, I had to look into it. We had a crash and we had a hack in crypto today. So let me try and summarize this for you guys in 1 minute. We have a system called Aave, right? And Aave is a decentralized crypto lending platform. So think of it like a bank. You can essentially deposit your crypto and earn interest on it, or you can also borrow crypto. So for example, you can borrow Ethereum and give another crypto coin as collateral, right? So similar to a bank, this is a crypto bank. You can think about it in that way. This is one part. Then we have Kelp DAO. Kelp DAO is another platform which allows you to stake your Ethereum. For example, Ethereum, you can stake there. Normally how staking works is, let's say I have 1 Ethereum and I will give it to Binance, for example. They have staking options. I will lock the Ethereum, and in return I receive a certain percentage in return. But I cannot access my Ethereum, it is locked. What Kelp DAO offers is that, let's say I give them the Ethereum, they will themselves then stake it, they will earn the interest on the Ethereum, but instead of not giving me anything back, they will give me back something called restaked Ethereum, RSETH. And this is basically a coin that I can then use again to buy other things. So I'm not losing that liquidity. I'm not losing access to the token that I give them. Now, how did the hack happen? So usually in order to receive these restacked Ethereum, I have to give Kelp DAO real Ethereum and receive in return restacked Ethereum. Now the hackers managed to trick the system and get a total of 116,500 fake Ethereums or restacked Ethereum from Kelp DAO without actually giving them real Ethereum. And this is worth approximately $290 million. Now what they did then is take that fake Ethereum, which they got, and put it into Aave. So they use it as collateral. They put it into Aave, said, here, this is the collateral. In return, give me real Ethereum, give me other assets. And the market realized, the news came out, and it was recognized that what was given to Aave is bad debt. It's fake Ethereum as collateral. And of course, many big investors pulled out their money. As a result, the coin dropped 20%. Now, I tried my best to explain it to you guys. If you enjoyed it, let me know. If not, I can try again next time. And yeah, the plan for Bitcoin is basically just keep buying. I think we're gonna have a recession, like a correction coming up from these levels, but keep buying along the way until we reach the bottom of the bear market, which I already said, I think is in September, October, at around $50,000 per Bitcoin. With that being said, be like Michael Saylor, think even bigger. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.